Are you brave enough to offer to God your empty hands? Or next to nothing in your empty hands? This message is what Jesus gives the apostles today, because he tells them a very important lesson. Among doing good, going out into the world, teaching, preaching, casting out demons, healing, he tells them, come away by yourselves to a deserted place and rest a while. I think we should take this homily and put it in our back pocket and bring it back out again about October and November, once we're in the groove of the school year and Christmas is coming up and in our jobs and everything, because we do so much work and we do so much for the Lord and for our families and for each other that we forget Jesus' words. Come away by yourselves and rest a while. In the readings the past few days, the apostles have been sent out. They've been commissioned by Jesus to go drive out demons, preach the good news, heal the sick, raise the dead. They've done all these things in his name, and they come back so excited. They report all that they had done and taught, and he says, good job. Now get some sleep. You need to rest. You can't do it all. Because even though they've done so much already, the people are still coming. They hastened there on foot from all the towns. They had no opportunity even to eat. Even though they've done so much already, there's still more to be done. There's never going to be an end to the work. So I'm reminded of my past week that I was at Catholic Heart Work Camp with the youth. And some of us had never done some of these jobs before. I had never dug a fence post and put up a brand new fence before. Some people had never painted a fence before, painted walls. Some people had never pulled weeds. And so they come back at the end of their workday, all sweaty, tired, and dirty, and cut up. And they said to us and the youth leaders, they said, look, what I built a wheelchair ramp today. Look what I did. And we'd always say, good job. Now take a shower and get some rest. There's still more work to do. And it was this reminder that we need to rest in the Lord after all the work that we do. I think we as humans start a lot of things and we finish some of them. I'm starting right now out being a priest in general and here at this parish. A lot of you might be new parents. You're starting out with your life of parenthood or your life of marriage or your life of religious life. Some of you are new grandparents. Some of you are about to start a new school year. And at the beginning of all these things, we always say, I'm going to do so much. I'm going to get A's in every class. I'm going to be on honor roll. I'm going to raise these kids perfect. I'm going to spoil these grandkids the best I know how. And I'm going to change all these hearts, and I'm going to do all this stuff. And then we get to the October or the November area of our lives, and we come to realize this is a lot harder than I thought. I'm not really giving the Lord all that I thought I would be able to give him. And we say, I'm doing my best, but I'm basically crawling across the finish line. It is then that we come to these words of Christ. Come away by yourselves and rest a while. This takes courage, and it takes bravery, and it takes honesty, because it is a truth that we admit about ourselves. We give him all that we can, but sometimes it's just not enough for our standards or the world's standards, but it's enough for him. This is the prequel. This gospel passage is to what's coming next weekend. Stay tuned. It's the multiplication of the loaves and the feeding of the 5,000. The apostles come before him and say, Jesus, all we have is these 5 loaves and 2 fish. We don't have enough. And he's like, all right, bring it to me. I'll do something with it. And he ends up feeding a multitude. This is what we need to do with our work as lay people, as grandparents, as priests, as parents, as teachers. Even though we can't do everything, we can't save the world, we can't save the church, we can't do all this on our own. It's not enough. Even if we did 100% all the time, it wouldn't be enough. But once we unite our little bit that we have with Jesus, his sacrifice on the cross, it becomes more than enough. I'm very encouraged by Pope St. John the 23rd, who is famous for saying at the end of each day at his night prayers before he went to sleep, I've done my best I could in your service this day. Dear Lord, I'm going to bed. It's your church. Take care of it until the morning. That takes a lot of honesty, a lot of humility, and a lot of trust to be able to say, Lord, I give it all to you. I commend into your hands, I commend my spirit, my work, my job, my responsibility. I know I can't do it all on my own, but I can do it with your help. So as we come forward to receive the Eucharist and go off into this 16th week of ordinary time, let's remember that our sacrifice, all that we have to offer God, is united with the cross and then built up and united all together in the Eucharist, which becomes more than enough to save the world. Amen.